set it properly, let's give it a rub.
Morning, folks. So, yeah, so it's actually can't remember what time of morning it is right now. Oh dear, I need to get a new thing. This thing's just getting looser by the day. Let me just see if I can find out. Yeah, it's just gone 6 o'clock. So obviously I don't start work for another 2 hours. But like I said before, like I said just recently in the videos, I like early mornings. I do. I've actually been up since 4 because I fell asleep because I've been editing videos all day yesterday, and I've still got one video left that I'm in the process of editing. I probably put this one up first before that one because that one was on Saturday. It's part of the Saturday videos that I did, and so I'll put that up probably after this one. So whatever videos I make today, Monday, will probably go up later on today when I get back from work. Because I'm still in the process, like I said, of editing the other one. So yeah, it's a lot of work, guys. It's a lot of work. That train's only just left. I got on this second train that's only just pulled in, because normally as soon as the train pulls in on this side, the train on the other side will leave within about maybe 30 seconds, a minute later it'll leave. Mind you, it's still early, so when it's early they seem to speed up, not in terms of actual speed, I mean in terms of how quickly they leave and arrive, you know, further in the morning you get, sort of thing. But sort of like this early in the morning, they tend to be a little less frequent and leave at slightly different time. I forgot about that actually, because like I could have probably jumped on that one, but it doesn't really matter because I'm so early, so it doesn't really matter. But anyway, so I jumped on this one, but this one will be leaving soon. But yeah, so got one more video from Saturday to finish editing, and yeah, I hope you've been enjoying them. I've certainly been enjoying making them and editing them as well. Although I must admit, I've not spent a lot of time on the last few videos doing a lot of editing in terms of like bells and whistles, if you like, you know what I mean. I've put a few bells and whistles on, but not much compared to what sometimes I can do with my videos. But this one will probably take a little bit longer because I definitely want to do some little things with it that I hope will work out really nice. But then again, I don't know if they will or not. So, but yeah, I see another train's just pulled into the other platform over there. And so like this one should be leaving in the next 30 seconds roughly, 30 seconds to a minute. This one should be leaving, so let's see just how long it does take. But anyway, yeah, so yeah, so I hope you're enjoying the videos, and yeah, you know, I'm just kind of, I can't wait until I get this money from this bonus thing, because like I said, I want to do the trip to Paris. I've been looking forward to that forever, and like I say, I want to try and get this new monitor for my computer. I might even try and upgrade my camera, but I'm not sure about that yet. Yeah, so basically,
the next station is Stockwell. This is a Victoria Line
train to Walthamstow Central. So yeah, yeah, the camera upgrade, I'm kind of debating at the moment. I definitely want to do the Paris trip. So yeah, okay for now. Wasn't there? I thought, but like I said, it varies, and later on in the morning you get the more frequent they arrive and leave, essentially. Oh, I hate that. See it, say it, sorted. Yeah, big and stuff it.
Please stand
Clear
clear
of the closing doors. Right, so anyway, yeah, I was just curious to see how long it'd be before it actually left. Right folks, so yeah, obviously it's going to get really, really noisy, so I'm going to leave it there and I'll catch you guys later. Bye for now. Okay folks, so yep, like I said, early morning, having a wander around, trying to go places like I said I've never been before. See this building here, this is the Ministry of Justice apparently, and this top of this building has always intrigued me. It's right next to the army barracks, the army barracks just being just down there, that other building, that big white building there next to the trees. Not sure what regiment it is, to be quite honest. Maybe I should check, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so going up to St James's tube station, St James's Park being on that side of us. But yeah, this building, the shape of it, this particular bit anyway, but the way the whole thing's designed, I find intriguing, to be quite honest. You can't, I'll tell you what, I'll walk down, because St James's Park is just there. That's where St James's Park was. That's where we were on Friday. This is St James's tube station. So that's the tube station in there. Looks very Art Deco actually. Sort of 1930s style, I guess. Yeah, it's got that 1930s. I wonder what the... I don't think I've ever actually come out of that station before, or used that station. That I can recollect anyway. I'm fairly certain I haven't. I must admit, I'm rather intrigued now, because it's got, like I say, it doesn't look like it's been altered much over the time. I mean, obviously they've been updated and stuff and this, that and the other, but seems to be a lot of like original sort of features of it, possibly. I'm curious to see what the escalators look like, because some of the stations, and I've done vlogs about them before, some of the stations have got like the old 1930s lamps and stuff like that. Looks really cool actually. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to, you can't really, it's difficult to make it out from here, but the top of that building always intrigues me and fascinates me, because like, although it's difficult to see at this vantage point, maybe when we go into the park, but then again maybe not, but the top of it always reminds me of, like, maybe if we go a bit further down perhaps, but the top of it has always reminded me of like one of those pillboxes, or one of those fortified bunkers, like, you know what you see, like we used to see in World War II and stuff, or in World War II movies, you know, with the sort of concrete box with the little slits, sort of like where they'd stick the guns out, sort of thing. And that, again, it's really difficult from certain angles. The top of that's what it looks like, or that's what it reminds me of. It looks really, really fortified. Do you know what I mean? It's like I said, that's why I always thought until recently that it was part of the MOD, because just the way it looks, you know what I mean? It looks so heavily fortified, kind of thing, and because of that I just assumed, wrongly obviously, that it was part of the MOD, but it's not. So anyway, yeah, look, well, maybe you can't really see it that well from here. There's certain angles, certain places that you stand or whatever, and you can see it. So you got Westminster Abbey just up there, by the way, you can see that. Now we can get to St James's Park this way, so I guess we could go this way for now. Yeah, I really wanted to try and show you what I was talking about the top of that building. Like I said, it really does look sort of like one of those pillbox type things, and like I said, the way it's built, and it looks such an imposing, I don't know, there's a word in my head, but I don't know if it's the right, if it really fits well with what I'm trying to say, but I was going to say it looks quite a brutal looking building. Do you know what I mean? The way it's built, maybe not, no, intimidating maybe intimidating, maybe purposive. Ugh. Oh, flipping out, it's really dark in here. Maybe purposefully built that way, I don't know. Or maybe there could be obviously a myriad of other possible reasons as to why it's built that way, but yeah, this just the way it looks. It looks very imposing, very sort of, again, I don't know if intimidating or, shut up, crow. Intimidating or, I don't know, it's hard, I can't, yeah, I don't know if intimidating or, I'm trying to find a way of describing it, and all of those words I've just used don't seem to really, I don't think they're necessarily, well, maybe they fit, but yeah, it's just got such a sort of, the way it's built, it looks so aggressive even, if that's even possible. Look, you can see the back of it now, and you might be able to see this, the top bit that I was talking about, that kind of reminds me of like one of those bunker type things. You know, look, here it comes now, look, there it is. Now again, I don't know how well it's coming out on the camera and how easy it is to see what I'm talking about, but there's just the way the top of that building looks. Like I said, maybe when we get down, we're going to go into St James's Park, which is this way. Because again, it's nice to walk in the park, especially early morning actually. But yeah, we'll go and check that out in a sec. Hang on, sorry folks. You see, like I say, it just intrigues me. It really does, the way it looks and everything. It's just something about that building. And like I said, that's why for a long time, before I actually bothered to sort of check out what, because it's almost like a tower, that little bit, you see? It's like a tower. And then you've got that big sort of concrete-y bit at the top. And like I said, I don't know. It just, yeah, you can't really get the proper angle of it from here. But yeah, it's just got that top piece. Like I said, just really looks like some sort of military sort of bunker type thing. I can imagine like snipers up there or something, or whatever. You know, I can imagine in some sort of like, you know, if there was some sort of, well, I was going to say civil war, but you know, if there was some sort of conflict going on, or we were invaded, or whatever sort of thing, that I could imagine that being sort of like a really fortified. Oh, you can't see it now, obviously. Maybe when we're in the park. I know there's a certain spot where you can stand somewhere, maybe back there somewhere. And like I say, you look at it, and it just looks like that, like I said. Typical of my imagination, but like I said, I could just imagine that, like if there was some sort of siege going on or something, or some sort of conflict of some description, I could see that easily being used as some sort of like, you know, fortified sort of place to make a stand in, kind of thing, if you see what I mean. You know, like zombie apocalypse or something, that would be a really safe building to try and survive. But then again, you got to think about food, water, supplies, all that sort of thing. But if you were caught in a zombie apocalypse, I can imagine that being a pretty good, safe place to sort of hold up in, as it were. But there you go, that's my imagination for you. Yeah, you can see it a little bit. Right, hang on, let's have a look. Hang on, actually, trees are in the way. But do you see what I'm saying about the top of that thing? Let me have a look in the screen. Actually, let me zoom in a bit, because it's really difficult to see it in the screen properly until I zoom in. But there we go, look. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know, it just looks so imposing, like I said. I find it fascinating. It's always intrigued me. But anyway, so, yeah, okay. So, oh boy. Yeah, so again, here we are folks, St. James's Park. Okay, so just for now, I'm going to leave it there, and I shall catch you guys later. Bye for now. Ooh, squirrel. You see that, folks? I don't know how well you can see it actually. There's a magpie, and there's a little squirrel. You can just see his tail, look. Oh, squirrel. Oh boy. I love the way they hop around, it's so funny, so cute. Okay folks, so yep, ah boy, it's funny because this morning it's kind of like, I don't know, am I all talked out? Is that even possible for Paul? Excuse me. So yeah, yeah, I did think about, would there be any Canada geese flying over again? Maybe they've all gone now. They've gone home for the gone to the south. Dear. Oh, this crow here. You know, I must admit, some really cool nature in this little park. Plenty of birds, anyway, definitely. Let's zoom in on him before he flies off. Let's have a look at him. Well, I say him. Obviously, I have no way of knowing whether it's a him or a her, really. There he is. He looks rather scruffy looking. See, that's the thing as well, I've noticed. Particularly in the last year or two, I've started to notice that inner city birds, no matter what they are, because normally crows are not, you know, most animals generally tend to keep themselves clean, generally speaking. But a lot of these inner city birds now, I'm starting to notice that they're starting to look really, they're starting to look like trampish. I mean, I know that sounds what's the name, and obviously coming from me, do you know what I mean? But I think then again, I've probably got every right to use that word more than anybody, I guess. But no, they do. They kind of look, I don't know, is it because of inner city living or something? Is it? But then again, the squirrels don't necessarily look all sort of, and excuse the phrase, because I have no idea, I don't know how else or best word to describe it. So I'm not trying to use that in a derogatory, obviously coming from me, do you know what I mean? There's no way I'd be using that as a derogatory term, do you know what I mean? But they kind of look trampy, do you know what I mean? Like dishevelled and unkempt and unclean and what have you. And I think to myself, is it because they live in a city? Do you know what I mean? But then you've got all this greenery around, you know, if they live in this park for the most part, but I don't know. I don't know what it is, to be quite honest. And there's a few of these crows that seem to look like, now pigeons traditionally have always been like that, do you know what I mean? As long as I can remember, you know what I mean? Inner city pigeons have always looked, do you know what I mean? Especially over time, you know, when they're first born and, do you know what I mean, they're youngsters or whatever, yeah, they're nice and clean looking and so forth and what have you, but you know, it's just, I don't know, maybe it's just me, maybe I'm just noticing it for the first time or something, I don't know, but I just find it interesting. Yeah, anyway, I've just noticed this looks really cool, this deck chair just chilling. Look at that, that is so cool. There's just this lone deck chair all on its own, like. Oh, that's cool, man. I like that. So you get a lot of this in urban exploration videos as well. That's where I got the term from. Oh look, more squirrels. Hello, little squirrel. Hello. You see, they don't look scruffy or anything, do they? So, but then again, maybe they don't really leave the park very much. And if they do, not for very long or whatever. Whereas the birds obviously can fly virtually anywhere and everywhere they want to. So, I don't know. I'm not sure what it is. Yeah, look. Mind you, that is one thing I'm noticing about some of the squirrels, at least. That they do seem to be, their coats seem to be getting less grey and more red. And they reckon that our traditional red squirrels, the reason why they were red is because of a certain type of food that they ate. I'm not sure what that food was, to be quite honest, off the top of my head, but I definitely remember hearing that said in some program or documentary about them, because of course the only red squirrels that are left in this country that are native to this country, because of course he's an immigrant. He comes from North America, traditionally, originally. Oh dear, sorry. No, but you know, obviously it's a North American squirrel, and that's where they originated from. And they were, I don't know if they were imported deliberately or they came on the ships or something. I have no idea how they actually originated or got here in the first place. That I don't know, but it is a fact that they are native to North America and not to this country. But of course it's been hundreds of years since they've been in this country, and they have actually pushed out our native red squirrel because they're well, I forget the reasons now. There is reasons, but I completely forget off the top of my head. Yeah, the only place that's where you'll find our native red squirrel is up in the wilds of Scotland, apparently. That's the last stronghold of our red squirrel. And I mean, I've not heard anything since whether they're trying to reintroduce them, or whether they're making a bit of a comeback or not, or whether their numbers are still dwindling. I have no idea. I haven't seen any of the latest sort of stats about, you know, the state of our red squirrel. I have no idea off the top of my head right now. But yeah, but still. Whoops! Oh wow! Look at that! Wow! Oh, missed it, I think. Oh, they're chasing each other. They're flipping amazing, aren't they? They are amazing little creatures, though. You know, they're so acrobatic. they're cute as anything, I think. Look, whee! There he goes, running off after his friend. Come here, chase me, You can't catch me. Oh boy, sorry. Yeah, look. See this. I love it. I love this. There's just this deck chair just chilling. And like I said, this is it's a term that if you watch Urbex Explorers, some of them, not all of them, but you know, when they see this, there's usually a random chair in the building somewhere just sat, and they say like, oh look at this chair chilling, contemplating its existence and how it actually ended up here and what circumstances led it to being here. It's like, I love that. It's so cool. But yeah, it is. It's pretty random, isn't it? It's just this one deck chair just chilling here. Cool, man. Cool. Okay. Right. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Something's just popped into my head. Yeah. Okay. So, right. I don't know if you noticed behind me. Actually, I'll tell you what. Let's just discreetly kind of go this way a minute. So you might notice that there's a homeless person sleeping over there in their sleeping bag, and that's another thing about this park in particular, I think, but maybe some other parks as well. But I've noticed in this park you get a lot of homeless people sleeping in this park, and actually I can get why, because of the way it is, where it's centralised, book house just there. Like I say, you know, Downing Street's just up there, and you've got the army barracks there, and do you know what I mean, and so on and so forth. And so in some sense I can imagine it's quite a safe place for people to sleep in, really, up to a point at least, anyway, because anywhere, it doesn't really matter where you are, anywhere could always be potentially you know, dangerous in a sense, do you know what I mean, but it's less likely, if you like, here. And so I can imagine and understand why people would perhaps sleep in St James's Park, particularly in the summertime, obviously, you know, not necessarily during the winter so much, but even during the winter I can imagine. And so yeah, you know, it's funny because like it's not a place I would have thought of to sleep in, to be quite honest. And the thing with this park is that it's open, it doesn't close, it's not like fenced off or whatever, it's completely open, so there's loads of exits and entrances, and it's all just, you know, there's no fences or anything like that, so you know, anybody at any time of the day or night could just walk in, do you know what I mean? And you know, so I've been here at night time. I've been here in the early hours, actually doing vlogs and stuff. Not many, to be quite honest. I can't, and I wouldn't be able to tell you exactly what the video was called or when I did it, but yeah, you know, so I've walked around here at night time, and sometimes it is a little bit scary and a little bit, because it's pitch black, obviously. There's a bit of light in here and there, but not very much. And again, it's not like pitch black to the point you can't see your hand in front of your face. Obviously you can see to walk around and all the rest of it, but you know, when you're walking along, and then you find sometimes there's people sat on these benches here, do you know what I mean? Just randomly, like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, there'll be somebody sat on one of these benches, and as you're approaching the bench from either direction, especially under the trees particularly, that, like, you know, because they're in shadow and everything, and especially if it's a person on their own, I must admit, I did anyway. I was like, it's a bit, what's the name? Okay, I think it should be okay. And more often than not, it's fine, do you know what I mean? The person's just chilling or doing whatever they're doing, do you know what I mean? They're not doing anything necessarily nefarious or pose any particular threat, but you know, you still get that sense of like trepidation kind of thing. You're approaching a complete stranger in the dark, and they're in shadow, and you know, that was just human nature, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's funny because I find it interesting, because like you'll get couples come here and they'll sit on the bench and, like, you know, do whatever they're doing. I mean, I don't think anybody actually you know, does, well, you know, gets down to it, like, in that sense, but you know, you do get couples canoodling or whatever, sat on the benches and this, that, and, or just chatting or whatever. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, it is an interesting place, but I think for the most part, the homeless people that sleep in this park, I think partly because I would imagine that they feel a little bit safer here than they would do actually in the city itself or wherever, or, you know, or parts of the city, whatever. Yeah, it's funny because it never occurred to me. I mean, I based myself, like I say, down at the Waterloo and St Thomas's Hospital, around that sort of area when I was first in London, first on the streets. And although I'm sure at certain points, because I was there for about 18 months roughly, so I'm sure at some point I must have come through here when I was still homeless or whatever, and for whatever reason it just never really occurred to me to actually sleep in this park. Not sure why exactly, but there you go, you know, it's just one of those things, isn't it? But yeah, so anyway, leading on from that, basically, you know, as I was walking around, I seen there's another person just over there where it was, filming those bottles. Actually, you'll see those bottles of beer and cans of beer, just again, just the way they were all placed on top of the bin intrigued me, and again, I think it's because of the artist in me. To me, that's like a still life. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, oh, let's film that. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, so So as I was walking around and I noticed the homeless person, and then obviously there's another one just there, and I know from previous experience that you do get a lot of homeless people sleeping in this park. And then it made me think, and I was speaking to Kev last night. Kev phoned me last night, and we're having a nice little chinwag, blah blah blah, and I was telling him about my cousin Louise. Hi Louise. Don't know how often you watch my videos, but I'm giving you a shout out right now. So my cousin Louise, if you watch this video, say hello. It'd be nice for you to say hello. Hi Louise. Anyway, so Louise sent me a link on Twitter about this new film. It's not finished yet, and it's a crowd-funded film, but I've seen the trailer. They've got like a trailer for it, and flipping heck, boy is it powerful. You know, I've seen lots of different homeless documentaries, I've seen films about homelessness and so on and so forth, and obviously I was homeless myself, and you know, and I worked in that sector for a little while and so on and so forth. So, you know, I'm very, very familiar with the homeless situation and the issues around it and so forth. And, you know, another homeless film comes out or whatever, initially I'm kind of like, you know, maybe I'm getting a bit blasé or something, I don't know, whatever, but initially I'm kind of like, oh, okay, I'll check it out, whatever, you know, it's about homelessness, so okay, fair enough, check it out. And I wasn't really, I don't know what my expectations were necessarily, but I saw the trailer and I'm like, wow, it literally put goosebumps on me. It literally is like, oh my god, this is powerful. I mean, seriously, the way they've done this film, and I can't wait to see it finished. Like I say, it's a crowd-funded film, so, you know, and apparently I think the guy said there's something like, I don't know if it's like halfway through or maybe more. I'm not entirely sure, but you know, it's not actually finished yet. But you know, from what the trailer I've seen of it so far, it's like, wow, that is a powerful, powerful film. And yeah, so I'm going to put a link in the description for that film. Like I say, it's not out yet, and I don't know where it's going to actually be showing, whether it's actually going to be showing in cinemas or whether it's going to be like online, or whether it's going to be in some sort of independent. Well, I suppose it will be independent. It's not going to be like, but I don't know all the ins and outs of that, but I will keep track of it and I'll keep an eye on it, and as soon as I get more information about when it's actually going to be released and where it's going to be released, I'll let you guys know. Because even if you're not really into the homeless thing, or you're that concerned about it or whatever, do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that's, you know, because, you know, you all got your own lives to live, you know what I mean? I'm not suggesting that you don't necessarily care, but, you know, but anyway, my point is that, you know, regardless of whether you're really interested or not, the issues that they cover in there, you know, because there's the domestic abuse side of things, and then the running away from home thing. A young kid, you know, experiences some horrendous violence towards his mother, and then he runs away from home and obviously ends up on the street, and again, from what I can see of the trailer, he ends up being quite a young man at some point, so he obviously must have stayed on the street after, you know, apparently in the film he's supposed to be like 14 when he runs away from home, and then next time we see him in the trailer, he's like, I'm gonna guess are about like mid-20s or something, or whatever, I'm not sure exactly, and so then you see this guy, and, you know, so from that I'm imagining that he must have spent then a heck of a lot of time on the street at that point, and I think at some point he does go back home, and, you know, to see his mum or whatever. As I say, I've only seen a little bit of a trailer. The trailer's only about a minute and a half long, and so, you know, to try and get as much information from that as I could. But anyway, yeah, I'm telling you guys, you've got to get to see this movie, because it's powerful. I mean, the way the guy has done this, there's not many people, like I say, if you make a film about homelessness, you know, it's hard. I can't find a way, I don't know how to, you see, sometimes words I find so flipping you know, to explain and express what the process is in my head, and then to articulate it into something that people would understand. It sometimes I find really awkward and difficult sometimes to try and express what I'm trying to say to you guys, but basically it is a powerful movie, and the way this guy has done it, it's blown me away, to be quite honest. It really has. I'm like, whoa, holy Toledo, whatever. This is incredible. So guys, I swear to God, I highly recommend that you check it out. Also, because it's crowdfunded, and again, obviously I'm not suggesting that you, you know, all I'm saying is, if any of you guys feel that you could contribute to it, or in any way you want to, whatever, the guy, because check out his channel. Again, I'll put the link to the actors. He's actor/director of the movie, and I'll put his link in the description as well. Go check out his YouTube channel. He's only got a couple of videos on there. You know, it's obviously more about this movie that he's making, and like I say, you can find out more about it, and he explains in one of the videos on there that you can actually contribute, and then with that contribution you can get access to the sets and to the and see what's going on behind the scenes, and maybe even contribute to some of the actual, I don't know if production of the movie or whatever, but again, just check him out anyway. Just check him out and see what you guys think, because like this like I say, it really has blown me away, and boy, I can't wait to see it finished. I just can't wait to see it finished, man. Holy moly, it is powerful stuff. Right, okay folks, I better keep an eye on the time. I'm busy waffling, and time's getting on, and I have no idea what the actual time is right this minute until I check. Right, so it's 7:10, so we're okay still for time, but I better start heading back towards work. So okay, I'm going to leave it there, and like I say, hopefully, oh, and that's the other thing, sorry, just very quickly, because I'm aware of this tractor thing that might be coming over and creating a lot of noise. On a few occasions when I've said I'm going to put links in the description box, by the time I've edited videos and all the rest of it and this and the other, sometimes I forget to do that. So bear with me on this, because I hope to remind myself by doing the video and editing the video that hopefully I'll remind myself to actually put the link in. And sometimes I'll post and then remember afterwards that I didn't put the link in, so then I have to go back to editing on the YouTube editing thing, and then put the link in. So you initially, when you see the video, you might not see the link initially, but bear with it, because eventually hopefully I'll notice, and then I will put it in. Yeah, hopefully I will remember to put the links in for this, because I think it's really important, guys. I mean, seriously, you know, it's, I can't say enough about this film, and I don't usually rant and rave about something like that, particularly if I don't think or feel that it's well worth it, or it's, you know, something to shout about. In fact, you know, thinking about it, I should send this link to John and all, actually. I haven't seen or spoke to John for a long time either. Oh boy, yeah. Oh man, that's another thing. I need to get in contact with John. I really do, especially about this movie. You know, wow. Yeah, I hadn't thought of that. Right, okay folks, so basically I'm going to leave it here for now, and I shall catch you guys later. Bye for now.